Hi, Oak Knoll parents. I'm Samia McCully, naturopathic doctor and fellow Oak Knoll parent. I have two of my kids are at Oak Knoll in first and fourth in the multi-age. And if you're watching this video, it's because one of your second graders took a class with me a couple weeks ago called Nutrition Sleuths. It was a two-part series. So one day we talked about sugar, and the second day we talked about fiber. I've taught this class several times for both my older kids. And I did this with the multi-age last year, and I made a video for the parents, and I got a lot of great feedback. So I thought I would make you guys a video because I think it's really helpful. So my goal for this video is to show you what they learned and to help you bring this practical information into your daily lives if they're not already using it. And please feel free to forward this to as many other parents or people who take care of kids, or just anybody really, because I think a lot of people don't know this. And if you know that, that's awesome. But I think we all struggle with feeding our kids the right way. And I know my kids are always looking for sugar, and I think the more we know, at least the smarter choices we will make, if not now, maybe in the future. So what I've done here in this email that I'm sending is I have a whole bunch of pictures that correspond with the activity that we did, and the handouts are included. So the handout will be that I'm giving you the handout, the blank handout, and the key so that you can answer if you don't know what the answers are that go in there. And so the pictures correspond with the exercise for sugar so that you can fill that out with your kids. So here's what they learned. So the first thing we did was we took a look at a nutrition facts label, and I helped them understand the different things that are in foods are shown on the nutrition facts label. The things we were concerned with were in the carbohydrate section, sugar and fiber. There does not happen to be any fiber in this orange juice, but so then I showed them that one teaspoon or 1 cube of sugar is equal to 4 grams. So when you know that information, you can decode how much sugar is in a product. This is can be life-changing for some people because it brings an awareness and can immediately help you make smarter choices. So this orange juice has 45 grams of sugar. So if we divide that, we get about 11 teaspoons of sugar. If we take our Coke and we see how much sugar is in our Coke, it's 39 grams. So I have about 10 teaspoons of sugar in this Coke. And then we have to add another sugar cube for the orange juice so that we get 11 cubes of sugar, or 11 teaspoons. So we took the 45 and divided by 4. So obviously that is can be shocking to some people to see how much sugar is in orange juice and comparing the two. So I asked, originally I asked them, did they think the orange juice was healthy? About a third of the kids said yes, a third of the kids said no, and a third were undecided. So once they saw the visual, it was pretty clear that the orange juice, the decision was that the orange juice was not healthy. So I raised a couple of other questions because one of the kids asked me this last year. Well, isn't orange juice healthy because it has vitamin C and it has other nutrients in it? And so my answer would be, if you want some vitamin C, there are plenty of other things that have vitamin C in it. And you're not going to eat, I don't know how many oranges it takes to get this much orange juice, but if you want to have a healthier version of this, just have a piece of fruit. But the detriment of the sugar far overpowers any benefit you're getting from this orange juice. And I know that may seem kind of shocking to some people, but some of the things just to understand what sugar does to your body is it can, when you have the energy dip in the afternoon, that is because of sugar. And it may not even be because you've had a ton of sugar, sugar in the form of sugar that you think of as sugar. But it can look like that to your body, and so ends up making you feel tired later in the day. Sugar can make you hungry, more hungry than you normally would be. Sugar can make you grumpy. Sugar can make you hyper, and sugar can make you sick, make you feel sick, but also make you stay sick longer if you're already sick, and make you more likely to get sick if there's a cold or flu going around. Because sugar, an easy way to put it is that sugar kind of puts your immune system to sleep. So when it's cold and flu season, drinking a lot of orange juice is actually doing the opposite of what you think it might be doing. So that was one part of day one, and I just want to show you this really quickly because I think this is incredibly eye-opening. I did this one day after my son's soccer practice. They got all of the snacks that they get after soccer practice, and we added all the sugar, and I was totally shocked at how much sugar they were getting in all this stuff. So what I've done here, I just wanted to show you this. So just as an example, say you had, this is what your kid had in a day, or maybe you had in a day. So we have Raisin Bran for breakfast, 1 cup of orange juice for breakfast. I didn't include the milk, but milk does have some sugar, and it still counts as sugar in your body. So that's breakfast. And then for lunch, we have some soy milk and some blueberry yogurt. And then for snack or dessert, we have a fruit snack. And then later on, we go to soccer practice and we have a Gatorade, organic or Gatorade. I did not include dinner or anything else from the day. Just those foods that I just showed you, 1 serving of each of them is this much sugar. That's 8 ounces of sugar, which is about 36 teaspoons of sugar. So it's probably not that uncommon. A lot of people eat a lot more sugar than this in one day. So just an eye opener, and something you can do now so that you can calculate how much sugar is in all of the products that you're eating. Okay, so that was day one. Day two, we talked about fiber. So there are 2 different kinds of fiber. You may already know this, but the 2 different kinds of fiber are soluble and insoluble. So soluble absorbs water. Insoluble does not absorb water. So what we did a little experiment. I gave them 5 different things. They each had fiber in them, and I will show you. One was psyllium husk. It's a powder. One was chia seed. Maybe you've made chia pudding with your kids before. One was flaxseed. And you can, sometimes this is ground and sometimes it's whole. We did lettuce. This is my lettuce from the class, which is totally dried up. And we did twigs. So they all have fiber in them. Fiber is not digestible, so it goes right through your system when you consume it. And when you add water to all of these things, some of them will get very gummy and gelatinous, and some of them will do nothing. It'll just be like mixing water with twigs, which is what happens when you mix it with twigs. And so I'll let your kids tell you what happened in the experiment. But one thing I wanted to show you is that when we have psyllium husk, and this is 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk. It was about maybe this high in the jar, and I added water. This has gotten incredibly thick and gelatinous. And so the point was that imagine if you had some psyllium husk or some other soluble fiber and you mixed it with sugar. You added sugar to it. So where are my sugar cubes? I put this in here, and it's actually it's been sitting here so long, it's not going to sink in very well. But if I push this in here, if you already have psyllium husk or some soluble fiber in your stomach, what do you think is going to happen? That just disappears. So this is going to bind and hold a lot of the sugar that you consume if you consume with it, and it'll decrease the effects that sugar has on your body. So I actually add this to when I make pancakes for my kids. I add it to cookies. I add it to lots of things that they don't know about. Please don't tell them. And so it decreases the amount of, simple carbohydrate or sugar that goes into their system. So you become less tired, less grumpy, less hungry, less hyper, and less likely to get sick. And so that was day 2. Please use the handouts and the key to fill out the handouts. If you liked this, again, please send it to everybody you know, because I think it's helpful. I think everybody should know this is a take home. 4 grams of sugar is 1 teaspoon or 1 cube of sugar. You want to eat less sugar and more fiber, obviously. And if you like you like learning this kind of thing, I also teach classes and workshops at my office. You can send me an email at info@wellnessarchitecture.com. Again, I'm Samia McCully. If you have any questions, please let me know, info@wellnessarchitecture.com. Thanks.